Welcome to Global Properties. Today, let us revisit how ancient civilizations seized land in their times. Imagine Earth from space, a blue marble against the vast blackness. Now picture the lush river valleys, the fertile plains, the sun-drenched deserts. Land. It is the bedrock of our existence, the stage upon which the human drama has unfolded for millennia. From the dawn of civilization, humans have been bound to the land. It provides sustenance, shelter, and resources. Control over land meant control over survival, power, and destiny. It's no surprise that the earliest civilizations arose in fertile river valleys where agriculture flourished. In ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Rome, land ownership was not merely an economic concept, it was the bedrock of social structure, political power, and cultural identity. These societies, though separated by time and geography, shared a fundamental understanding: land equals power. However, the distribution of this power was far from equal. Ownership was often concentrated in the hands of a select few. This elite class, through birthright, conquest, or political maneuvering, held sway over the land and, by extension, the people who depended on it. Egypt's lifeline. The ancient Egyptians called it Ar or Our, meaning black. It was the Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, a ribbon of fertility winding its way through the arid landscape. The annual floods deposited rich silt, the key to Egyptian agriculture. Land in ancient Egypt was more than just soil. It was a gift from the gods, a testament to the pharaoh's divine right to rule. The pharaoh, considered a living god, held ultimate ownership of all land. This ownership was not merely symbolic. The pharaoh granted land to temples and nobles, securing their loyalty and support. These landholdings generated wealth, which flowed upwards to the pharaoh in the form of taxes and tributes, fueling the grandeur of Egyptian civilization. The vast majority of Egyptians were farmers, tied to the land they worked. They paid taxes in the form of crops, labor, and even military service. Land ownership represented not just wealth, but also social standing, influence, and access to power. Land is empires. Fertile ground for power. Between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers lay Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers. This fertile crescent witnessed the rise and fall of empires, each leaving its mark on the concept of land ownership. In early Mesopotamia, land was communal, belonging to the village or city-state. However, as city-states grew into empires, land became increasingly concentrated in the hands of kings, priests, and wealthy elites. These landowners wielded immense power. They controlled irrigation, vital in the dry climate, and could demand labor from those who worked the land. This system, while enriching the elite, created a stark social divide. The Code of Hammurabi, one of the earliest known legal codes, reflects this reality. It outlines laws governing land ownership, inheritance, and water rights, demonstrating the importance of land in Mesopotamian society. The code, while emphasizing order, also reveals the inequalities inherent in the system. Farmlands to estates. From humble farms to vast estates. The Roman Empire, a civilization built on conquest and expansion, had a complex relationship with land. Early Rome was an agrarian society where citizen farmers tilled small plots of land. Land ownership was seen as a civic duty, a source of both wealth and military strength. However, as Rome expanded, so too did the wealth and ambition of its ruling class. Victorious generals returned from campaigns laden with spoils, including vast tracts of land. This led to the rise of latifundia, massive estates worked by slaves. This shift from small, independent farms to large, slave-based estates had profound consequences. It displaced small farmers, who often flocked to cities, swelling the ranks of the urban poor. It also concentrated wealth and power in the hands of a few, contributing to social unrest and ultimately the decline of the republic. Despite attempts at land reform, such as the efforts of the Gracchi brothers, the concentration of land ownership continued. The Roman Empire, for all its grandeur, serves as a cautionary tale of the social and political instability that can arise from extreme land inequality. The rise of private ownership power, prestige, and inequality. The concept of private land ownership, while seemingly natural today, was a gradual development in ancient civilizations. It marked a profound shift from communal ownership to a system where land could be bought, sold, and inherited. This shift had far-reaching consequences. It allowed individuals to accumulate wealth and pass it down through generations, leading to the emergence of hereditary elites. Land became more than just a means of production. It became a source of power, prestige, and social standing. Ownership of land brought with it not just economic benefits but also social and political influence. Landowners were often eligible for public office, could influence local affairs, and held sway over those who worked their land. However, this concentration of land in the hands of a few had its downsides. It often led to social stratification, with a wealthy landowning class lording over a largely landless peasantry. This inequality, as history has shown time and again, could lead to social unrest, rebellion, and even the collapse of empires. The burden of land ownership, taxation and tribute, the price of ownership, and the burden of empire. Land ownership in ancient civilizations came with responsibilities, chief among them taxation. Rulers from Egyptian pharaohs to Roman emperors relied on land taxes to fund their armies, build monumental structures, and maintain their lavish lifestyles. Taxation systems varied widely. In Egypt, farmers paid a portion of their harvest to the pharaoh. In Mesopotamia, taxes were often levied on land area or agricultural output. The Roman Empire had a complex system of direct and indirect taxes, including land taxes, property taxes, and even inheritance taxes. These taxes were not merely a way to generate revenue, they were also a tool of control. Rulers could use tax exemptions or reductions to reward loyalty or punish opposition. Failure to pay taxes could result in severe penalties, including land confiscation, forced labor, or even imprisonment. The burden of taxation often fell heaviest on those least able to pay, the farmers and peasants who worked the land. This could lead to resentment, rebellion, and instability, highlighting the delicate balance between the rights of landowners and the needs of the state. Lessons from ancient land balancing prosperity, equality, and sustainability. From the banks of the Nile to Mesopotamia, ancient land ownership offers valuable lessons. Land is a shared resource, vital for survival and prosperity. Extreme land inequality leads to social unrest and environmental degradation. We must balance private ownership with community needs. Learn from ancient successes and failures for a sustainable future. Join us for more info on ancient land's perspective on our next video.